What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, Division Rivals? This is Stephen Hyder, Gate City Sports Channel. Sports Channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Guys, today's topic, I want to talk about Minnesota defensive back Benjamin St-Juste. Interesting prospect, right? One of these French-speaking Canadian guys that came out. The very first time I actually heard of Benjamin St-Juste was at it was a Nike event that was in New Jersey. And I just remember that people were kind of drooling over the physical measurements and the times that he put up. He's not a fast guy, guys. I mean, I think at that Nike event he ran over a 4.640. I do think that he's a high 4.5 guy even to this day. Maybe even till still a 4.6 guy. You're not going to use him for his deep speed. But where I thought he shined, guys, is when you look at things like the short shuttle, which is a good measurement of how you can shoot your hips. Gives you an indication if you see a guy with a really good short shuttle, there should be some expectation that on film he should then exhibit, since he has the physical aspects to do it. You should be able to see film line up to show you that this individual can drive on the football. And I think that's what you get from Benjamin St-Juste when you really look at him closely. Now, I will say, he got some bad publicity, even though he had like 18 passes defensed inside. Like, he had a crazy number. But I remember in 2019, he got the business from KJ Hamler.
Just 1 for 5 to start the game, while Tanner Morgan's 5 for 5. That one behind.
KJ Hamler gave him the business in that game. And I think that's, kind of what'll get to you a little bit when you look at Benjamin St-Juste is like, oh, man, I remember what Hamler did to him. But what I can tell you is that the right scheme fit. I think when you look at a guy like Benjamin St-Juste, guys, to me, this is going to come down to the scheme fit. I think if you put him in the right scheme fit, where he can play a lot of aggressive kind of man press type situations, he's a different guy when he can put his hands on people. He's really difficult to throw the ball in there. Like I said, guys, this is a guy that came on the scene because he's like 6'3", 200 some pounds. Anticipate he's going to have like almost an 80-inch wingspan, guys. He's another one of these huge aircraft carriers out there playing corner. And he's more athletic than a lot of other big guys, to be quite honest. Yes, he doesn't have that top-end speed, guys, but there's more to playing football than just the 40 time. I'm not saying the 40 time doesn't matter. I'm saying it's highly overrated. I'm saying there are more predictive, drills to use to see how a corner is going to play than just a straight-up 40 drill. What I will say is that he's a great tackler. You put this guy in a position to go make a play, I mean, he will come up, he'll thump, he can hit, guys. He's a really, really good tackler. He's got the physicality to his game. I thought that playing in front of him, I think he's got some work to do. So if you back him off in an off coverage and he's got to shoot his hips, I don't think he's the greatest at shooting his hips yet. But I think it's a little different when you talk about like keeping your body under control, like at the top of a route stem, and getting your hips around to then come back to the ball. So in the mid-tier game, right? The mid-game, the deep game, I think he's a lot better at that than what people would anticipate, actually. So I think it's a little nuanced when you look at his hips and you're trying to judge how good he is with his hips. Like, it's kind of tough to say that, guys, but, I mean, I like what I saw here, man. You talk about verticals, guys. He only allowed 2 deep completions on the year. He's not the fastest guy, but he's a long, lengthy guy. He's hard to fit the ball over. 4 targets. He just pretty much shut everybody down, guys. Opposing passing rating was on like 55.2. Basically, on the year, anything over 10 yards, he only gave up 2 completions on. Like, he's got this weird body profile to him, where he's such a long, lanky kind of guy that he's almost impossible to like get a ball over top of him, guys. Like, that's one thing that's going to stand out to you outside of just a run defense and what he can do there. He's really aggressive actually playing the football. He's tall. This is where the flipping the hits thing is going to get complex, guys. Because he's so tall, you got to remember, anytime you're trying to shoot your hips, you're trying to flip your hips, you got to get low to do that. And I think because of that tall frame sometimes, guys, he can struggle to really maintain balance, guys, and shoot his hips. We'll have to see how that kind of works at the NFL level, guys. I mean, adequate coaching can help him a little bit, but at the end of the day, this is still a really tall 6'3", 6'4" guy playing on the outside. Like, it's kind of hard. Like, there's only so much you can do there, guys, to be quite honest.
Once again, he goes for.
You know, to kind of round this conversation out, guys, I really felt like when you really turned on the film for St-Juste, that for a big guy, he was more athletic than I thought, guys. Now, I will say, like, there's some nuance to the system and the scheme fit for this guy at the NFL level. He's got to be in the right system, and you don't want this guy playing too far off the ball. I just think things are going to open up underneath all day long on him. But with that said, like, there's a difference between a start and stop in the shooting of your hips. Like, we saw that he did play back, and if it was just an underneath dump off, he can start and stop fast and get up there. He's more athletic than he looks. But I do get concerned that when you see him playing, 7, 8 yards off a receiver, I just don't think that he has that sudden quickness to get up at the top of a route stem with the guy and stick with him. I think that's your issue there. I'd much rather see a guy like this be down on the line of scrimmage, getting his hands all over a receiver, disrupting the timing of a route, and then making quarterbacks, if they want to go to that progression, they want to go to that read, they're going to have to go to something that they're not comfortable with, and the timing is going to be off.
Right down at the bottom. That's the direction they go. Incomplete.
I think that's where a guy like St-Juste has his value. That's, for me at least, that's what I see as like an attribute here. I think that he's a very similar player to a guy like a Tate Gowan, Melifonwu from Syracuse. I'll give you a small school guy that I don't hear mentioned a whole lot, but he's coming out of North Carolina Central, and that's Brian Mills. Same kind of type of player. Israel Mokwamu, I can't remember. I can't say that guy's name for nothing. Mokwamu, I think that's how you say it. Israel Mokwamu from South Carolina. He's another one of these type of, corners just like Benjamin St-Juste guys. I mean, there's a lot of these long, kind of tall, lanky, kind of long wingspan and reach guys in this draft class. And he's just one of many, but he's pretty good, guys. He's definitely more athletic than I thought. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think about him? What do you think about Benjamin St-Juste, guys? All right, don't forget, if you want to support the channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. The link is in the description below. Also, you can just simply like and comment on the video. That's what spikes the algorithm and then gets this suggested to other people. And last but not least, guys, I don't care what member or what fan base you are. I know that some of you guys will probably be watching this following the draft, and it'll be the first time you're hearing this Eagles content creator talking to you. I do as much as this type of stuff as I can for player profiles just because it's an honest opinion on a guy that is not weighed down by him going to another team yet. So, I'd love to add you to the community. I just need you to hit that subscribe button. That's it, guys. I will see you guys on the next video. I'm going to keep pumping out these player profiles as fast as I can for you guys. It's just difficult because it requires a certain amount of film study before I can really get a feel for the player and release the information, guys. All right, so see y'all on the next video.